Hi, I'm Julia White, and welcome to the Sustainability Challenge, where I am on a mission to discover how technology is being used across the world to get to zero emissions, zero waste, and zero inequality. And that is where Omar Mitchell, Vice President of Sustainable Infrastructure and Growth Initiatives at the NHL, comes in. Welcome, Omar.
Thank you, Julia. It's a pleasure to be here.
Now, I don't think normal people think NHL, sustainable, they don't know the connection. So give us the context.
The roots of our sport were born on frozen ponds. The NHL, we play in what are essentially giant refrigerators.
Didn't think about it that way.
Therefore, we're using a lot of energy, a lot of resources. Measurement is key. You cannot impact what you do not measure. 70% of our known carbon impacts come from energy consumption.
Wow, okay.
So it's imperative that we address those concerns in a meaningful way. But it goes beyond energy. Things like water. We play on frozen water. And we're the first league to benchmark our water consumption across the league, identify and understand what our water impacts are.
So you're actually measuring using technology to help get understanding of that? Because I know that's a challenge lots of leaders I've talked to have.
The genius of our NHL Venue Metrics platform is that it allows our venue operators to get real insights that they can take to their executives so that they can start to drive meaningful change. Whether it's understanding league averages, whether it's understanding where they stack up against relative like market arenas, whether it's about understanding how much energy they used year over year or season over season.
Fascinating. For the recent study we did showed about 75% of businesses are seeing that investments in sustainability actually drive business outcomes. It's not two different systems, not one silo and another silo, but looking at the business holistically so you can integrate those and make the right collective decision.
When I talk about sustainability to any one of our clubs and their executive teams, I always talk about sustainability equaling continuous process improvement and business optimization. And that's key because when you merge those two, that's where we're going to have successful outcomes, both from an environmental sustainability standpoint as well as from a business operations standpoint. It's all about efficiencies to ensure that we are driving cost savings and ultimately impacting the bottom line.
What are some of the learnings or wisdom you'd share with peers who are starting on their journey?
There is no one point where we are going to become environmentally sustainable. There's always going to be innovations in the marketplace. There are always going to be new improvements in the way in which we do our business. What's made me very proud is the advancements that our clubs and their venue partners have made around environmental sustainability efforts, namely in the way in which our new arenas are built to environmental certification. Aspects like LEED certification, leadership in energy and environmental design. This is exciting because we see this as the benchmark for future arena construction.
And that's such a powerful way to use data, not just to tell each individual team or arena how they're doing, but benchmark it against best in class, right? So then they know what great looks like and want to pursue that.
It helps us analyze those best practices that then we can ultimately share with our arenas and our clubs and the broader industry as well.
Now let's look ahead. What the future of sustainability in NHL, what do you see when you look ahead?
There is a lot of excitement around real-time building automation systems and smart building technology. Think about all of the technology in your smart home expanded to the size of a sporting arena. That's exciting to me because now you can engage fans or the event that's happening in an arena, but behind the scenes, the building is operating as efficiently as possible, using real-time building automation systems and innovations that are driving down energy consumption and resource consumption.
Now, as you've been starting to share some of these successes publicly, has there been any interesting fan response?
Absolutely. Our fans are engaged, not just with what's on the ice, but also with all of the efforts that we're doing around our social impact efforts, particularly with youth. So we're ensuring that our efforts around our sustainability platform match the expectations of our future fans.
Thank you so much for your insights, Omar. And thank you for joining the Sustainability Challenge. We'll see you next time.